Okay, guys, let's continue the Übel Blatt review with another chapter, and it's only one, because we enter a new arc called Breakthrough, and I'm not sure why it's called that. But the previous arc, as you recall, it wasn't and I'm not talking about the side story, but the chapter 1 to 3 was basically what's it called? It was about demasquerading the false betrayal lances, and actually, it's this chapter starts or arc starts with us seeing the original Kafka, Gustav, and Quintel, and also Azarit, how he looks before he became Cancel. It's kind of sad to see that he basically being called the betrayal lances. But I really would love to see what happens between those years. But this chapter, there isn't much happening. We are being introduced to a new character, Elf. We don't know her name. She's being called Peppi because that's the name. What's he called? Conceal picked when he rescued her from being put basically hang up and speared to death, because that's the punishment for trying to sneak over the border to the other side where the heroes live, or as we know, the fake heroes. Because she basically, it's like this organization and like church. I think it's called the Sandstone Church. I cannot recall the name. But basically, they are corrupt. They basically like saying that they're justifying killing people who tries to sneak over to the other side by saying that they are basically protecting the border from people who tries to get on the other side. Yeah, but in reality, they are just like, if you can't pay enough, you cannot go over the border. And well, Peppi was close to getting, like hanged up and speared to death, but we're lucky that Cancel saves her, and then later Cancel, even thought he didn't need to, is being saved by another guy. I can't recall his name, but he basically pays the. Let me see his name. Rashabab. Yeah, I don't know his name, and he's a douche, so that doesn't matter. Actually, that's interesting. I'm not sure if all has this cross on their face. It's called, and that is Rashabab. He's basically being paid off. And yeah, let's say there isn't much happening besides that, other than Rashabab showing that they are. Oh, actually, it's not Rashabab. It's the followers who was with him. They don't like to see that that their leader basically was paid off. So they want to hide it by killing this guy that saves Conceal. And yeah. However, and what's called, they want to save that, basically save them. Or not save them, they want to kill them, so it doesn't come forth that Rashab is corrupt. And before this, Conceal is pushing what's called Peppi into the water, because he don't want to be, like having to worry about protecting her. So he just like basically destroys like, let me see how many was it. He basically destroys like 13 guys single-handedly, and this leads this guy, I cannot recall his name, to basically take her and Peepi, and yes, you will see Peepi, because I will use her in her wet clothes as thumbnail to a smuggler bar, or it's a bar, but in it's a a facade. They are actually smuggling people. Actually, one thing I really like is like, as you see Peepi's face when she sees that. Oh man, yeah, there isn't much happening in this other than Peepi, who is. I'm really hoping that we ain't getting separated from her because, or she dying, because I really like Peepi. She's cute and well, pretty much the closest to a female companion Azaret or Concel, as she's called now, have. But that is all for my review of it must be the 6th chapter in Übel Blatt. Actually, it's the 4th chapter, because the side story is not considered a chapter, but I have decided to call it a chapter because that's the way I read it. But, well guys, I hope that you enjoyed this review, and I will be seeing you later with an anime review. I think it's going to be another Jitsu wa Watashi. But until then, have a good day, good night, and see you guys later.